All right, Michael, why don't you go ahead and lead us off because you have the voice for this.
Welcome to another. Wait.
The first.
Welcome to the first episode of Hero Forge. Bump bump da.
We've got to get some kind of intro song eventually.
Hero,
I'll mix something together. I'll make some mad beats.
Hero
But hey guys,
Forge.
as our amazing announcer just announced, welcome to the Hero Forge podcast, the podcast in which we make heroes or villains for you. How this works is I found this a long time ago on Tumblr, but it's just like a superpower like thing. It's like, you know those random generators, Mike?
Oh yeah, he's sexy. I mean,
wait,
no, I'm so sorry. I was looking at a picture of this superhero, but go ahead.
Oh.
Random generator.
Yeah, they have random generators for everything, and superhero generator is pretty popular. I remember when I was young, I would always try to come up with new heroes, but it was really hard because all the powers were already taken, and it's hard. So what we wanted to do is we wanted to make a podcast in which we use this random generator that comes up with some pretty creative stuff, create a backstory, create a goal, a purpose, what this character is all about, and then keep it free source. So if you guys want to use it for your comics or games or whatever you want, you guys can use it and we won't charge you for it. We're just trying to help you out.
Trying to help you out.
Yeah. So, now that you know the premise of our show, before we get into it, Mike, how you doing, man?
I'm excellent this evening.
Yeah? What are you up to? How's your evening been?
Oh my goodness. Well, I talked to this girl I really liked today.
Oh shit.
And
oh shit.
So
Is it the one that I know?
yes, it's the one that you know.
Oh
And
fuck my ass. What happened?
Oh my god. We got on the elevator together.
Oh my god, did you just like straight up do it in the elevator?
That would have been weird and awesome. But the weird
Yeah.
thing was my friend Josh was right there, and he's kind of
God.
he's the okay awkward, but he's the good awkward, and it's like I was like, you were right there, and you were butting into the conversation. But I love you, Josh. If you ever hear this, I love you, dude. Burn in hell.
Hashtag cockblock.
Yeah, super all the time. And the thing is, I really like her, and I just want to get to know her better. And we were talking on the elevator. We got off the elevator. We're going over how we love each other's. I mean, not love each other's. Oh God.
Wow, really jumping ahead there, buddy.
Very, very far into the future. But yeah, we just got to talk and kind of catch up. We didn't get to deeply catch up. Maybe tomorrow we get to talk again in person. I kind of want to just talk to her. But that was kind of the highlight of the evening. I ordered a whole pizza for myself, so there was that. I'm not fat. Dude, I'm 150 pounds.
No, dude. I'm obviously, but sometimes you just have a good night. You're like, you know what? I need to treat myself. You buy yourself a whole pizza. Hey, nothing wrong with that, man. Not in my book, at least.
Oh, there it's it.
All right. I've been pretty good myself. Just my classes just started, just like yours probably did.
Yes, they did.
Pretty interesting. I don't know. It's kind of whatever so far, but we'll see how it goes. But I've been playing that Final Fantasy, man. It's so good.
Oh.
15. Oh my god, dude, it's fucking amazing.
I've only put in 15 hours on Final Fantasy 15.
It's so good. I have a decent amount of hours. I have to double check, but I finally am at the end of the story. I was doing all the side missions first.
Yeah.
But I was I like to take my time with that stuff.
Me too. I wish I had ample amount of time to be able to just really dive into the video game.
Yeah. See, I got it a little bit before school started, so I was that's just enough time to just really crank my way through it. And they have a bunch of DLCs and extra story shit coming out, so I know there's gonna be a lot to do.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, you know what? Let's start the podcast. Obviously, this is the first episode. We're gonna be what do you call it? 1 second.
Baby.
I'm sorry.
Well, while we're waiting for Haaris, I can sing to you all.
Yeah, sing to us.
Baby, baby, baby. Oh, I'm coming home to your tender, sweet loving. You're my one and only woman. The well leaves a bitter taste
That was
in my
dude. Damn. All right, I see you.
my mouth, girl.
Maybe we should just have you singing our intro song.
You're the only one that.
Welcome to the Hero Forge. Anyways,
You know, we could take like a different approach to that intro too. We can actually, oh my goodness, like it could be like this old smooth like 90s sexual sensual music, like yeah.
dude, I get it. I like it.
Welcome to another episode of Heroes Forge. Your hosts are Haaris, a man with. Okay, I'm sorry.
Alright. Anyways, well, let's dive right into it. Why don't you hit that refresh button, Mikey, and let's see what power we get.
Okay, refresh button. My phone says more. Open in browser. Yes. All right. It says new articles, pictures, powers, add a superpower, feature on the wiki, and add an image.
Wait, what? I might have sent you the wrong one.
Oh God.
What? No, it should be like it should.
It says superpower wiki.
Yeah, it should just
It should just what?
It should just randomly pop up a power every time you refresh the page.
It says random state. So.
Try clicking that. I don't know.
Okay. It says.
Once I cut some of this out.
Oh, it says weapon state. It says power/ability to alter the state of weapons.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay. Is there any more? Because I know it can sometimes be like more explanation. Does it say anything else below it?
No, it does not. Sadly, actually.
Oh, it's just that.
No, it says the power to change the state of weapons to provide different benefits. Sub-power of weapon manipulation. Not to be confused with weapon transmutation.
Interesting. So it has to be a weapon that's already existed, but you can. So what I'm getting from this, and obviously we can fuck it up and twist it up as much as we want,
Yeah.
but so what I'm getting from this, it has to be a weapon that already exists. So like, if it's a gun, it still stays a gun, but you can change it to a different, maybe not a different type, but like, it benefits you in some way. Like you could change like the muzzle, so it fires faster or some shit. Or if it's a sword, you could make the blades like longer, so you could have a bigger reach or something. That makes sense, right?
That makes pretty good sense.
Okay. So what are we calling the ability? Or what's it called? Weapon state, you said?
Yes, it's called weapon state.
It's actually a really... See, I love this website because it actually has really cool names. Anyways, okay, weapon state. So that's our first hero. I don't have a notepad, but I'll just go back and listen to this podcast again before I upload it. Okay, so weapon state. They have the ability to change any weapon that already exists. They can't create one from nothing, but they can change one that's already made. Fair?
Very fair. I like it.
Okay. So every hero or villain has an origin story. Let's hear your pitch, Mikey.
Pitch on what?
What you think his or her origin story should be,
Ooh.
and whether or not that makes him evil or good or whatever.
Weapon state. A guy or a gal with weapon state abilities.
Yes.
Well.
Sounds like a Final Fantasy thing, but anyways, continue.
Or something like off of Fate Stay Night. That's what it's really reminding me of.
I haven't seen that anime, but I've heard it's really good.
Yes, you need to. Oh God, I don't want to give anybody. I don't want to spoil no one.
Alright.
I would say if this person had an origin story, I would really. I don't want to. I really enjoy the approach of like, hey, this person has to have some type of loss or some type of identity crisis. I like actually putting characters. Like I really like putting characters in a situation where they have, if not everything, they have enough to have a good life.
Okay.
And then they have a set of particular decisions and choices that they make in order to set them down a right path or a good path. That's how I really like to.
So you don't you tried to differ from the whole quote unquote Batman style where some horrific traumatic event is what changes them. Instead, you want it to be a choice they make personally that changes them.
Yeah, because I believe a lot more people can relate to that, just like how people can relate to, loss in identity, which is why, what so many superheroes and super characters have. I mean, I know in one of my stories that I'm working on, it's like, oh man, this character, he lost his mother when he was young, died right in front of him. But the thing is like, so many stories have taken that route. You see it occur, and I'm not saying that this is something that we should have that's deviating. I'm deviating from the actual response, but I just want to
continue.
I wanted to make this clear. Like, you don't want to be able to, like, you don't want to follow the trend that's been set. I mean, yeah, it works. Yeah, people can relate to it, but when are we gonna step out of that? Like, I had a friend who really like forced me to say, Mike, you gotta evolve your art every freaking single day, or you're gonna you're gonna stay there. And there is not a good place unless,
Speaking of evolve, man, have you been watching my Snapchat story? Because, like, my art style's really improved.
Yes, I've seen some. I've seen your work.
I did some drawings today, and I love how they look. Anyways, no, I completely agree. Because, like you said, it gives a more human feeling. Because, like, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, they're all kind of born into that. Or, in Batman's sense, it happened to him, but this is different when you make a choice and it affects you.
Yeah.
It's way more human, which I agree. So, we're going with a very human approach for this guy.
Yeah.
Or gal.
Guy or gal. I like to make I like to personalize my characters, so I like throw out the first name that comes to my head. So
all right, go for it.
I'm going to give this man's name. Yeah, I'm going to make him a man. I'm going to give him the name of Podrick.
I like that.
Yes.
So is this Podrick sounds slightly fantasy-esque. Is this in a modern setting, or fantasy, or medieval, or like what's going on?
How about we go to like, fantasy, like high fantasy. So let's go like some type of Final Fantasy 4-ish type high fantasy.
So where they have medieval stuff, but they also have like airplanes, basically.
Airships.
So it's not exactly Final Fantasy
Haaris.
15.
Airships.
I know. I've played 4. I'm just saying it for our friends and audience who don't know anything about Final Fantasy.
Well, you're gonna learn airships.
Okay, I like it. So Podrick comes from a Final Fantasy-esque realm. So I like his name right off the bat. Does he have a last name?
Let's go.
Or is he someone who doesn't have a last name?
I mean, we can give him a last name. How about Podrick Young?
Podrick Young. I like it.
Oh.
Okay.
You're making me blush.
Okay. So, in a fantasy-esque realm, there's a man named Podrick Young. Okay. So, how did he gain this ability?
Well, weapon state.
Yes.
He gained. I mean, now.
So clearly, it's not something you can learn by hand. It's some kind of magical.
Yeah, it's got to be magical.
Yeah.
It has to be some type of. It has to be some type of encounter that he gains from one of the choices that he makes.
Oh shit! You know what we could do?
What can we do?
Let's say he's living a regular life. Quote unquote. We'll have to decide what regular is in a fantasy realm, but he comes down to, eventually comes down to have to choose an apprenticehood with a certain person.
Okay.
Let's say it's like one person is like a weaponsmith, one person is like a wizard, and one person is like
a geomancer.
What's that?
Okay, like you know what necromancers are? They're like
Yes.
Okay, just geomancer is more like a guy that, does that with the earth, so to speak. So he's like a earthbender magician. Let's go with that.
Okay. Okay, so those are the 3 choices. Instead of wizard, let's say it's like an alchemist or something.
Yeah, that works.
So a blacksmith, an alchemist, or a geomancer. All very normal jobs in this world, and all of these people seemingly are normal. And then let's say he wants to be. He's like, you know what? A blacksmith is a safe job. I'll make money. Geomancer is a great job, but it's a bit risky. but alchemy
Alchemy
seems like a good middle ground. So he picks that. So let's say it starts out fine. He does stuff for his master or whatever. And then one day he notices that his master has a basement that's always locked. Like it's like a trapdoor going down.
The basement.
So, and this comes back to the whole choice thing, because he could easily just go and ask his master about it, or even ignore it. But he's like, I want to see what's in there, because, curiosity killed the cat and all that. He's an inquisitive young kid who wants to learn more and more. I mean, can you blame him?
I would.
So, of course, I would too. But anyways, so he breaks the lock, and he goes down, and he finds these old books. And he notices there's a bunch of, like, weaponry lying around, like swords,
yes,
battle axes, shit like that. And he sees that his master is working on something, so he hides behind a desk or whatever.
My word.
And what he sees his master do
Let's see.
Is some pretty shady shit.
Ooh, what kind of shady?
So he takes a sword and he puts it on like a transmutation circle. Now let's say in this realm, this is a normal thing for an alchemist to do, like just regular enchanting, like giving something fire or ice abilities or whatever.
Aye.
But what the wizard was trying to do, or alchemist was trying to do, is change, like we said, the state of it.
Yes.
Now, the character doesn't find this out until later. Podrick doesn't find this out until later.
Podrick.
But there are some books that the alchemist was going through that said if you use blood magic, you can alter a weapon even more. So he watches the master cut a little bit off his thumb, drop some blood on the sword.
Whoa.
And started chanting in I don't know, some spell language. And he recognizes some of the words. Yeah, basically. He recognizes
No solandura
shima.
Non
Yeah. So he recognizes some of the words, but really the only thing he recognizes is change. Now, he's a bit confused by this because he's only ever been taught by his master to give weapon things. So, like, give it the ability of fire or ice or to chill people or whatever.
Yes.
His master's never tried to change metal, to change the shape of something. So he watches his master tries to do this, and there's a huge spark, and then the sword just turns into like this big like metal ball of like spikes going everywhere, and like it's not a coherent weapon. It's just a mess, you know. So clearly something went wrong. So he sees his master just kind of harumph in like anger, put like a band-aid on, and he goes back upstairs.
He puts a band-aid on.
I don't know, whatever the fuck.
Gauze pads.
So he's super intrigued by this, Podrick is. So he walks over, looks at some of the books, and he's like, you know what? Maybe I'll bring this up. So the next day, he talks to his master about it. The master's like, how did you know about this? This is a forbidden thing. I cannot allow you to even like come near this. But the issue is that the master is a bit of a selfish man.
Master
Podrick kept
Ivan.
insisting. Yes, I like that, Master Ivan. Master Ivan's a bit of a selfish man. He really wanted to figure out how to do this for his own gain. So Podrick kept insisting that please teach me. And he's like, you know what? Fine. How about this? You're going to help me with my next experiment. And if everything goes well, I will teach you. Now, what Master Ivan was planning to do was using this poor kid as an experiment. See, what he'd been trying to do this entire time was trying to change the weapon itself. So what he just realized is, what if you use a conduit for that ability? Instead of trying to throw the magic at the sword, you use a conduit so it has something to travel through more organically. Because magic is an organic thing. It's hard to... that's why enchanting is so hard, because you're trying to put an organic thing into a
Inorganic
piece
thing.
of a hunk of metal, yeah. So the next day, or that night rather, he has Podrick stand on top of a transmutation circle,
Oh God.
and but he doesn't know what's going on. He thinks he's gonna move at the last second or something.
Yeah.
And Master Ivan starts doing his chants and stuff, and then with a very, very fierce look in his eyes, he says, "Change." And Podrick goes through the worst pain he's ever been in his entire life. And he passes out. When he comes to, he doesn't feel very different. If anything, he actually feels pretty much the same, aside from that it smelled like burnt skin, like lightning or something, like he just got fried.
Mm-hmm.
But that was it. Master Ivan is lying on the ground. Not dead, but he definitely got hurt from the blast as well. And Podrick is very confused. He's like, why did he do this to me? Like, I'm not going to change or something. So he walks over to a sword that fell down. So he wanted to just pick it up and put it back, right? As he was bending down to pick up the sword, he was thinking about, man, the sword is just it's like a big great sword, right?
Aye.
And he's thinking, this sword is just so big, like, it's so annoying, like, I'm a pretty, like, normal-sized dude, it's pretty heavy for me. As he's thinking about how frustrating it is, he touches the sword, and you see, like, sparks fly and, like, a shriek of metal as the sword, like, shrinks down to, like, a long sword size. And the main character, Podrick, is just, like, appalled. He's like, what the fuck?
Oh.
So from there, I figured what could happen is the master tries to use him as like a human guinea pig.
Master Ivan.
Yeah. And from that point on, Podrick gets to decide if he's good or evil. If he wants to, kill his master for revenge or like try and escape. Because what I want to do is like that, like he actually like cages him up and stuff. But like, I don't know. I think that'd be an interesting and a little bit of a dark twist. But that could be an interesting origin story as to how he got his abilities.
Oh, this is beautiful, man. I'm like in love with it because
really,
as you're going through like just Podrick's story, a whole bunch of other things popped into my mind. Remember how?
Let's hear it, fam.
Let's go back to the initiation of Podrick finding out about blood magic, and let's also examine how long Podrick has been training under Master Ivan.
Okay.
These are two things that I really want to expand upon, because like those are like the two main things that are interesting me. One, I'm gonna attack the Podrick, how long Podrick has been with Master Ivan. For him to have learned, not only what the different types of magics are.
Yeah.
Actually, no. I'm gonna start with the magics first, and then the time, because that's shorter. So, you said blood magic, and then we already have not only alchemy, but we also have these other things. We have blacksmithing, we have alchemy, and then we have geomancy.
Yes.
So these are these three foundational magics that this world has. Let's just now let's like throw some history in there. Like, why is it just geomancy that's left? Is it because people find that this is like holy, or this is like, the one sole magic that's actually good besides the other two, which is, combining or making something from something else?
Well, what I thought would be an interesting idea is that in this world, even though blacksmithing is just working metal, that's magic to these people.
Yeah.
So to them, this blacksmith who's hammering a sword into shape or making a battleship for an army
is magic.
That's a type of magic.
Aye.
That's like a crafting magic.
Magic.
Geomancy would be like, I guess easy geomancy would just be gardening. But like obviously stronger geomancy is like making plants grow and the earth shake and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's for very high level people, and that kind of magic is forbidden because obviously it'll hurt people.
Yeah.
But like that could be like
making crops grow.
Thing.
Like, oh man.
Yes. Like, something that like actually you gain from the earth.
Yeah.
That's the proper civilian way to use it.
Geomancy.
And then
alchemy
is the magic of enchanting, so giving certain items certain abilities. So like, let's say a guy has a shirt. Okay, he goes crocodile hunting, right?
Yes.
Now he needs to go into the water, and he needs to wear his armor. But when his armor gets wet, it drags him down, and he's almost drowned before. So what is he supposed to do? The blacksmith can only make the armor heavy enough because it needs to protect him from bites. So you go to the enchanter, and he enchants. It doesn't have to be armor, but enchants your clothing with lightness. Like it's very light, or it's water resistant, or stuff like that.
Or
enchanters are basically genetic engineers of this world.
Or water walking.
Yeah, exactly. Just basic stuff. But I also want like a normal thing for enchanters too, because obviously that's like something that's like really
songs,
fantasy-esque.
like songs and poems.
Yeah, we could say that like music. Well, that's why they chant. That makes sense. Music and certain words and poetry, when sung the right way, have their own magical abilities. So so enchanters aren't just magic imbuers; they're also like bards, basically.
Yes. Oh, so bards are no longer just the entertainers that get pushed around in taverns.
No, it's a part of like the economy of this kingdom or whatever.
Boom.
Nice, dude. We didn't just make a character; we just built a whole fucking backstory.
Built the whole world.
Yeah.
I'm like in now. Oh man, come on, Podrick.
So we've got that established. I don't want to say like it's like a high school, middle school kind of shit, but like there's some kind of like studious thing that he goes through, and then by the end of it, you get to pick a bunch of stuff. Like if he wanted, he could have been a knight too, but he wanted to do something. Podrick is a man who likes to create. He likes to be able to make things or change things with his own hands. He doesn't like to kill per se. That's why he didn't want to be a knight, because he just wanted to create. That's why his three main options for him were geomancy, which is literally creation magic, blacksmithing, which is metal creation magic, or enchanting, which is another form of creation. So Podrick, that's why those three are so important to him, is because he wants to make things. That makes sense, right?
Man.
What are you thinking?
I'm sorry, my attention was slightly divided.
No, you're good.
Please forgive me. Please forgive us,
right.
viewers.
I'm sure they'll understand.
Where do we leave off?
I was just saying the reason these three jobs are what Podrick was leaning towards, because he's a type of man who wants to create things. He didn't want to be a knight or like other stuff like that.
Podrick.
And I thought it'd be like a school kind of thing, and by the end of the school you pick an apprenticeship and eventually become like a master yourself.
Over time.
Yes. Like there's different ranks, like, you know, and then eventually you become a master, and that's when you can take your own student. But anyways, so we covered that area. What about, let's say, how long has he studied under Master Ivan before this event happened?
I mean, like what I was going into, like before we got like carried off from just like the blood magic, like from the magic all the way into this whole explanation of a world.
This whole world, yeah.
I would want to say like he's under the apprenticeship of Master Ivan at around like the age of, let's say, 16. Like he gets out of his like his regular school thingy.
Yeah.
And he starts and say like he trains with Master Ivan for like, I want to say 6 years.
Okay.
I mean, that's kind of like definite to like really get everything like down packed for somebody to really trust you. Like, hey,
yeah,
what's in the basement? Nah, you're gonna wait 6 years before you really find out what's in the basement. I mean, I was about to call Podrick Ivan, Podrick, and so yeah, I mean, I'll give it a good length of time. Like, okay, he's actually good. Like, he can even be battle tested within that time. He can have probably saved Ivan's life once or twice in that time frame. He's could have been like trained under a knight, so, like within that time frame, or like met other people that were in different apprenticeships. Oh my goodness, I'm like thinking of like all these different pockets of stories that he could have, like just within.
The thing is, we don't want to go too far into it because we want whoever ends up picking up this character to develop it as well. We don't want to like do too much.
Man, I might do something myself, but
yeah, dude, go for it.
I'm like psyched now,
fucking
man.
Write something. I don't know.
Freaking Podrick Young. Oh my god.
Okay, so I think that's a good place for Podrick Young.
Oh, Podrick.
So at this point, you can take the character, you can make it your own. You can decide what happens if he becomes a hero, a villain, so on and so forth. Either way, cool ability, awesome backstory. We created a whole fucking world for it, so that's really cool.
Yeah. You better not suck at drawing.
Yeah.
Or writing.
Well, I mean, like, hey, don't bash our audience.
Okay, I love you guys.
Whatever level of work you have, fucking like message us, email us, let us know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make an email for this podcast and a Twitter for it. I keep up with Twitter, so like I'll handle the tweeting and stuff. If you want to handle like the Facebook and like other social media aspect of it, you can if you'd like.
Ooh, giggity.
Yeah, I still have to make a logo, but anyways, that's something we can work on. So what I want to do is do one more character. I think this is a good setup we have. We have two characters. We do, we explain the power, go into it a little bit, do the backstory, and then build from there. So I think it's a good setup. So let's go ahead and hit that refresh button, my friend.
Aye.
What do you got?
Nature transmutation.
Okay, interesting. Explain.
A notable character from nature that has the power of nature transmutation is Gaia from... Wait, is that Gaia? Yeah, that's Gaia from Marvel. I'm just going to say Gaia. If you want to correct me, please correct us in the comments.
Yeah, if we ever talk about a certain hero or anything and we're wrong, like, go for it.
We don't...
Let us have it.
We don't own anything of Marvel, okay?
I mean, I do.
Oh.
I don't own it, but I read a lot of Marvel.
Okay.
So I know a decent amount, but not like the really low-key characters I don't really know.
Well, the power of nature transmutation is the power to turn creatures and objects into anything related to nature. A subpower of transmutation, the technique of nature manipulation.
Wait, can you repeat that? I'm sorry.
Okay, Oh, you want me to... Okay.
Just the beginning.
Well,
I missed what the actual ability was.
I'll go to the actual, like, the shorter version. Nature transmutation is the power/ability to turn anything related to nature or plants. Is it the ability to turn anything into anything related to the nature of plants or vegetables?
Okay. Interesting. That's a little bit overpowered, actually.
Yeah, you're pretty OP.
You're basically not killing someone. You're basically literally turning them into a vegetable. So it's okay. I like it. So and the ability is called nature transmutation.
Yes, nature transmutation.
Interesting. So, Michael, I'm gonna let you take off on this one.
You gonna let me take off on this one?
Yeah. Do you want to like delve into the ability first and what we think the parameters are?
Oh man, I think you could turn anything like animals, mythical beings. I mean, anything related to nature. So like nature is not just, trees, grass, earth or plants and bug life and insects and animals and whatnot. Nature.
Oh, I didn't think about that. Never mind. Sorry, continue.
In my honest opinion, nature could be just like that simple force. Like, I mean, like a lot of people say, karma is such a B. Man, karma is technically part of nature. You could be just a force wind of karma. Like you could become just like like a little speck in the universe. That's a sense of nature. Like if you actually really dive into like what you think nature is, it in my honest opinion, it's truly solely based on the person's imagination that gains the power. Like it's been said in One Piece, like the anime One Piece, it's been said in it. It's not up to the devil fruit. It's up to the person that has the devil fruit and how they can use their imagination to make it work for them. I mean, the main character got turned into rubber. I mean,
you would think that'd be a shitty ability, but he really fucking works it.
I mean, One Piece is like older than me. I'm 21 years old. I mean, come on, man.
And it's still going.
And it's still going.
I've never actually gotten into it, but people have been telling me to either watch or read it again because it's gotten a lot better. So I was like, all right, maybe I'll get back into it.
So like when you really like approaching this type of power, or say if there was a bad guy or a good guy coming to fight somebody with like nature transmutation powers, in my honest opinion, I would not want to fight them, because nature, like if the person has a thick enough imagination or a great, excellent grasp on what their powers can really, really do. I'm not just talking like, you know, if they're like Franklin Richards, like OP, or if they're like, they've been training for like, you know, 20 or 30 years with their power, I would not want to fight them, even if there was like a little, what do you call those things? A little aloe vera plant in the room. I wouldn't even want to fight them if water was around. No, I wouldn't want to be around, because technically humans are a part of nature. But
that's what I was gonna say, is there needs to be some sort of power cap. Like, there's got to be a limit, because like, especially if what we're doing is we're making a character who's like gaining this ability or has been using this ability for a relatively small amount of time. They don't have like extreme mastery over it yet.
Yeah.
So like, we definitely have to make some kind of cap for it, that maybe they'll break it in this. Whoever adopts the character, maybe they'll break it in their story or whatever, and they'll get stronger. But we need to have like a good beginning area, because like that can be a little bit, like I said, overpowered. So there has to be some kind of story cap for it.
In my honest opinion, I think, you know, you want to keep it simple. The user can transform or transmute the matter of, let's say, like just energy and objects. I mean, no, let's take out energy. Let's just say objects that are not of sentient life. So like,
so you can't turn a human into a plant.
Yes.
But like, if a human had a gun, you could turn it into like a piece of like tree branch or something.
Yes, or
to save yourself.
Yeah, like if they're about to shoot you or something like that, you know.
Interesting. I like that, because then that gives you that perfect like cap limit, where, because turning someone into a plant would be pretty horrifying and a little overpowered, but that gives you that good amount of like level cap for the beginning at least.
I am Groot.
Okay, I like it.
I am Groot.
Okay, so the ability to turn any non-sentient object into plant or nature matter in general.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So, how did this guy or gal gain this ability, my friend?
How did this guy
or
gal?
It actually helps if we like if we focus on it a little bit. So how about this? What realm is this in? Like, are we going fantasy again, or are we going like more modern, like superheroes and like, you know?
I'm gonna go more modern on this one.
Okay.
But it's
so like in like now our times, or
I want to say like 2000 teens, so our time.
Okay. All right, I like it.
I really want to put the character in a modem of self-discovery. So I want him or her to be like born in like Arizona.
Okay.
So not much plant life. You know, a lot of desert, a lot of dry land.
Yeah.
You know, dry heat. So they really wouldn't suspect their powers to, you know, really flourish.
Yeah. So what you're saying is this person is born with these abilities?
Yes. I mean, just
interesting.
Just to kind of like,
but like they don't get to use it because they're in an environment in which it's hard for plant life and nature to grow in general.
Yes.
Okay, interesting. So they're born this way, but they don't know it yet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what happens? Do they like go to the city or go to like a more nature supporting area, or like what happens?
I mean, what just really popped up into my mind is, you know, say I'm gonna make it like a teenage girl, you know, getting ready to graduate from high school. She decides to go on to a road trip with a couple of her friends, a couple of her buddies.
Okay.
And so
Very innocent.
yeah,
I like
very
it.
innocent. Just want to have fun before college happens.
Yeah.
So they go on this trip. A few of the guys in the van, they're like, you know what? Hey, we're driving. We've been driving for a while. Let's stop over by this road. Let me get out the van so I can pee. It's about 2 a.m. They get out, on the side of the road, and so they start playing a joke on the girls that are still in the van while they're, all the guys have got out the van to, use the bathroom, of course. Mm-hmm. And they, act as if one of the guys have gotten abducted, like by this, kind of like, this like vacant tall grass area. Let's say they've traveled a little down. Let's say they've traveled like, outside of Arizona, a little bit more south. Actually, no, a little bit more towards the East Coast where there's actually, vegetation, more vegetation. So, they're messing around in the cornfield. Some of the girls get out of the van along with our main character. Let's call her Sheila.
Okay.
So as Sheila gets out the van, she can feel, this thick and heavy presence as she gets out the van. And it's so uncomfortable, but yet it's for some odd reason drawing her closer and closer, but she doesn't know exactly what it is. But as she approaches the corn stalks, she begins to, for some odd reason, understand them. And
maybe not like they don't like actually speak words to her, but she understands like their emotions, you mean?
I don't want to say like emotions, like she understands that their life is short because they're vegetation. They're just grown for one reason. Their life is simple.
Yeah.
So it's more like a kind of like a what is it called? Telepathic
connection.
Yeah, a telepathic connection that she has with the plants. And so I'm kind of just like excited for like what just really just played out in my mind. As she like goes in the corn stalks after her friends, she begins to bump into like more of the corn stalks, and she's like getting and understanding, and she's beginning to absorb like all these different emotions that these things have experienced. I know this is like really weird and trippy, and so what happens is all her friends tend to play a joke on her, and she doesn't really like jokes. She's not fond of jokes.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, when in her upset uproar against her friends, she's beginning to grab them unconsciously with the corn stalks.
Oh God. Okay. I really like this. Okay.
And it's at nighttime, and it's it's kind of like I like Children of the Corn. I'm weird, and it just I like horror. Like sometimes like there aren't that many horror superhero comics, but
yeah.
No,
that's really interesting. I like that because that brings in a whole setting of like a lot of heroes are safe when they discover their abilities. Like they're like, okay, I discovered this ability, and now I have time to
develop
mess with it and figure it out. But she's being thrown right into it amongst her friends, and that obviously is potentially bad too, because if they're not that great friends, she might get fucking taken to scientists, get experimented on and shit. So that's an interesting way for the character to move forward, and I like it because once again we're not giving this character a straight up is it a good guy or a bad guy. We're giving it anything could happen.
Yeah, she could be. I like the sound of her, being a bad guy, in my honest opinion.
Me too. I really like that, actually.
I was like, ooh, hey.
Okay, you know what we should do? We should do one hero, one villain every podcast.
One hero, one villain. We did a hero. I mean, Podrick kind of sounds like a hero. I can see him going bad, though. But,
yeah. Well, he could be an anti-hero. Okay, how about this? Let's just do whatever the fuck we want.
I mean, we gotta... Some balance.
I don't want to restrict us too much.
Some balance, though.
I don't know, dude. I don't want to restrict us too much. Because, I think it's awesome to have, a morally gray character, too. Yeah. Like an anti-hero or whatever.
Yeah.
Awesome. I like it. So, Sheila.
Yeah.
What's her last name?
I wasn't even thinking of a last name. How about... Oh, God. My phone. How about... That would be kind of weird of a last name.
What?
I was gonna say Sheila Blue.
No, I like that actually.
Yeah.
It really works together.
Sheila Blue.
Sheila Blue, the nature transmuter.
Nature transmuter.
So let's say like she was studying something and she like you said about to finish college and then they go on a road trip, and then I don't want to make the story too extensive after that, but like just for the sake of curiosity, what do you think? If you were writing the story, what do you think would happen with her friends? And after this event, what do you think would happen?
Well,
oh, actually, you know what? Before that, we haven't even like established her. No, wait. She's how old did we say she was? College, so probably 20s.
Yeah,
21.
Probably 20s, 21.
Okay, never mind.
I mean, her friends could be. Hey, I mean, check it. Her friends could be anybody. I mean, one got a whole van to put them all in order to, take them on the road trip. So one of them's got to be rich,
or like at least older,
and
has like a working career or something.
Yeah.
Okay, well we can leave that up. Anyways, so we actually have all that information figured out. But go back to what you were saying. About like if you were writing this, obviously our audience can do whatever they want.
If I was writing,
but if you were writing this,
where would I take it?
How would you take it?
Me, honestly, I would want to take it in the horror aspect.
Okay.
Because like you see a lot of like glamorized heroes. You see a lot of like you see a lot of like more. I would want this to be a mainstream comic that has like, or mainstream story or manga or anime, whatever it would become. Yeah. I would want it to like follow that horror route.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
Oh, that was my sister. She's watching Game of Thrones.
I thought that was a cat. What the fuck?
Oh yeah. It's just yeah. Yeah.
Anyways, no, I agree. I feel like a lot of hero and villain comics are too afraid to take that horror route. Whereas, especially as a villain, that could really, I mean, look at the Joker, right?
Yeah. There's
so many comics in which he's horrifying, but that really amplifies his character.
Yeah, and it shows you the an immediate contrast of, who Batman is.
Yeah. Dude, you know what we should do?
What should we do?
The next time you need a character for your comic, just go to that website now that you have it. And generate one.
And generate a character.
Because those are like a really interesting power. Like, one time I even saw an ability on there that was like, you can, the more people are afraid of you, the stronger it makes you, like, physically.
Yeah, that's called, fear.
And then another really interesting one, really random, but it was just like you can make eyeballs appear on any organic surface.
Ooh.
So like I could just make eyeballs appear on like a tree and maybe see what's going on over there.
Yeah.
Not like a very strong ability, but like it would help for like predicting movements for like if it was a really 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 smart character, like they would set up eyes as like cameras in different places so they could predict something before it happens or whatever else. Anyways, I'm not gonna make another quick character like that, but dude, that was an awesome session. We got a lot done. So in the description for this, I will write down the characters' names. Obviously, if you want to hear the rest, just go listen to our podcast.
Uh-huh.
But this is a great start, dude. I'm really really excited about this podcast. I feel like it's really gonna take off.
Oh, I love it already. I'm annoyed.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm gonna start working the logos, and then like I'll show you like I have like 3 different designs in my head. One of them is like it'll be like an anvil, and on top of the anvil is like a what do you call it? Fuck. You know what they pour they pour the hot metal into?
Okay.
A casing. And it's like in the shape of a person. And the lava's pouring into it, and in the lava, maybe like all weird text, it'll say Hero Forge.
Uh-huh.
Or it's the two of us, obviously minimalistic style, holding hammers above an anvil, and on the anvil it says
Hero Forge.
Hero Forge. those are the two ideas that are like the biggest ones in my head. But like again, I'm gonna workshop it because like I have so many ideas, and I'm just gonna draw and like make all of them, and then we can pick one. But yeah, dude, I'm really excited for this.
Me too, man. I mean, gives me something good to do.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's just productive, you know. Well, guys, thanks for tuning in. Once again, this was the Hero Forge podcast. Mike, why don't you do that amazing voice of yours and give us an outro?
What would you like for me to say?
I don't know, just like
Hero Forge.
Tune in next whatever day we establish for another episode of Hero Forge.
Hopefully next time on Thursday. I don't know what the date is, but on next Thursday, you will...
Well, we're recording it on Thursday, but I don't know when I'm going to release it because I still have to make a logo. Anyways...
That's going to be edited out, so...
No, dude, I'm going to leave it in.
Okay, that's going to be beautiful. It's art.
Yeah.
It's art.
Well, it's the first episode. I think we have a little bit of grounding to be kind of goofy about things.
Aye.
But yeah. Anyways, thanks for joining us, guys, and we'll see you on the next podcast
of Hero
Thanks,
Forge.
Guys. Yeah. And you know what they say? No, not what they say. Fuck. I want to come up with like a rhyming like outro.
You should just fade this part, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna fade
Just fade it. Just fade us out.
All right. Stop recording now.